privacy, and she would be at home. That is the type of intimate feeling that I felt sitting in that room with her. There were no airs, she didn't allow the media in, which was awesome. So there is no exploitation here. I am well over 50. I gotta tell you, there is no exploitation here. There are no payments being made. There are no secret emails about this. Followed up. She told all of us before she left that room, she said, hey, she was already late running for the next function she had to go to. But she didn't. We took our photos. She was just very genuine. You cannot fake compassion. You cannot fake genuine. You cannot fake the fact that you care. I don't care if it's in the night stand on the window of the electric cafe. And so she has proven it. So when people say to me, why Hillary, I say, well, I think that there is a better, more qualified individual. Yes, we are her cheerleaders, absolutely. No, we are not being coerced. You cannot take our personal interaction and turn it into a public lie. Because we're telling you this is what has happened for us. And so when I say to you that I made the decision to support Secretary Clinton, it is because she is also mom, grandma, but she has so many other titles that she proved herself in. And so I don't have to go back and tell you what she's done. Check it out on the internet. And endorse her. It is an honor. It is an honor. And so I will tell all of you before we get out here today, we are serious when we tell you you do not have an option not to vote. You have no time and no right to complain if you don't get out today. Angry. You're angry enough to get to the point. Take someone with you. If you know that there are a group of teens hanging on the corner, go get those teens and make sure they're registered to vote. And let them know why this is important. We're going to have a situation if we stay home. We're going to have a situation if we don't vote for this woman. Hey, that's where my vote is going. Let's not be misunderstood. I would not be out here, far from Chicago, okay, wasting time if it wasn't important for us. So we are running from place to place to place because this is serious. It is critical. We have 9 months to put her in. She's the new baby. You know?
Hello, everybody. I am not a mother, but I will tell you the story anyway. It was about 5 years ago that Gabby was meeting with her constituents in a supermarket, a Safeway grocery store. You know, Gabby was the kind of representative that tried to govern from the middle, to try to, reach across the aisle, to get things done on behalf of her constituents and the American people. And she and her constituents were met that day in the parking lot by a young man with a gun who was clearly mentally ill and should not have He shot Gabby first, giving her a serious traumatic brain injury, murdered 6 others, including, as Secretary Clinton mentioned, a 9-year-old girl who had very high-minded ideas about service and democracy and wanted to meet Gabby. And she was next in line, and they never met. Gabby was in the hospital for 6 months. I was commander of the space shuttle at the time. While she was in the hospital, I did my final space flight of Space Shuttle Endeavour. About 6 months after being injured, got out of the hospital. She resigned from Congress about 6 months after that. That following summer is when the shooting in Aurora happened, where 12 people died, 58 injured in about 30 seconds. About twice as long as what happened in Tucson. That was when Gabby and I first started to think about this issue a little bit differently. How did we get to this point as a nation where we have 15 to 20 times the death rate from gun violence of any other industrialized country? How did we get to the point where something like 80-85% of all children who die from gun violence in the developed world die here in the United States? And it's complicated. You know, there isn't one thing, there isn't one single thing that we could change that would result in some of us not being on the stage here tonight. It is a very complicated and complex issue. It is incredibly political. It is incredibly driven by money and politics. It is driven by a very powerful corporate interest who is very, very good at what they do. And the result has been that we currently have a Congress that is in the grip of the gun lobby. And it's not only Congress. It is state legislators, it is governors, it is city councils, it is mayors. It often also happens to be the President of the United States. Not currently. But it has been in the past. And I think what all of us need to recognize is that elections matter. Gabby and I took a look at all the candidates who are running for president, and I think as we all know, there are a lot of them. There are less every single day, which is good, but there are a lot of them, and we looked at their records on this issue. And, you know, it is very clear, it doesn't take long to figure this out, that there is only one candidate that has the record and the experience to stand up to a very powerful president. So that's why Gabby and I are here today to encourage all of you to get out and vote. It's so important. It is the most important thing I think any single individual does, especially in a presidential election year. And we know, obviously everybody in here would not be here tonight if they were not going to vote for Secretary Clinton. So what's more important than that is you get your friends to get out and vote. Find the friend that you think is going to vote for somebody else and change their mind. Now Gabby has thought a lot about this issue as well. And it is, she takes this stuff very seriously. She served in Congress for 2.5 terms. Before that, she was a state senator. She was a state legislature. She really cares about this issue. She's also a gun owner, and I'm a gun owner. And we're supporters of the Second Amendment. At the same time, there are things we can do to keep guns out of the hands of criminals, people who are dangerously mentally ill. There's a lot we can do, there's a lot you can do. And there is a lot a President Clinton can do. And Gabby is going to tell you why that is so very important.
come January, I want to say these two words, Madam.
Commitment, turning sorrow into strategy, mourning into a movement, is just such a great message for everybody. Something that I hope you will take with you when you leave here tonight. Something that is, yes, important for each of us up here, but should be important for all of us, every single one of us. And I am absolutely determined that together we will get justice, we will reform the criminal justice system, we will provide accountability for those in positions of power and responsibility, we will make progress toward common sense gun safety measures to deal with the gun culture and the epidemic of violence, to keep guns out of the hands of those who should not have them in the first place, and to look out for one another, to show more kindness, more respect for every human being. Every single one of us deserves nothing less than that. So I thank these extraordinary mothers, and I thank Mark and Gabby for being with me tonight, but I really hope that this is the beginning, that this is a movement, that yes, it does result in change, and it does bring more people, as President Obama said, to consider guns and violence as a voting issue, something that will motivate you and those you know to turn out on Saturday for the South Carolina primary, to turn out in November, and to work together to make the changes we deserve to see. Thank you all so much. Good night.
mean, when you think about the mom, yeah, but also, I mean, she's appeared with the same thing. She just hasn't been Gabby was pretty good. Madam President. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but look, I mean, it feels totally. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah. Before I get down.
Jam packed.
See how are you doing?
I gave her the disc number 1. This is disc number 2.
Right.
Gabby on it.
Yeah, if you could just shoot, it all went out to the pool, so we're good.
Yeah.
But if you could just shoot her walking along,
That's what I'm doing.
great. Thank you.
We'll see what happens. Can't make up their minds. They think this will buy the whole thing.
Hey, Jack.
That's right. That's why I did it. I guess $2,000. Right after. Literally right after. I think he was shooting that way. Let's hope that, I don't know what's, hopefully he wasn't counting on that.
I hope so too. I honestly didn't mean to.
Shit, man.
Do you know whose it was?
I don't know. I don't see him right now.
15 minutes. But she's gonna make it.
He's probably right up there trying to get shots.
Probably.
I wonder who is showing stands out. Vast amount
His head was a little
of
taller.
confidence it takes to lay your $5,000 bins on the floor in front of a bunch of people who would have stampeded to get out of here.
Looking for that blonde lady, that short blonde lady.
Hey David, which one's yours?
Doesn't matter. I got battery on mine, so if it falls,
We got to do new names.
I think I'm plugged in.
I just didn't want to unplug that.
I'm plugged in over there.
Just didn't want to make sure I unplugged that box.
Yeah, I'm plugged in over there.
Correct me if I'm wrong. She's been seen on the campaign trail individually.
Nope. That's AP. That's my colleague.
Yeah, I heard somebody report. I didn't know. She's got to get out of here, doesn't she? She's got to do that. Well, we're in the Marriott tomorrow. Go check it out. I stayed in the Marriott last week. I felt like the Marriott's a dump. I stayed there 4 years ago. So if we like where we are, we might Saturday? I think so. She's going to leave, right? She's in.
I was just asking, I thought you
That's where I went.
said
You go to a concert. Concert? You want to take pictures?
that looks nice.